And when you bring up Chance the Rapper, you know, as one of the staples of going independent within the music industry, I start going back and thinking within the fashion realm, how can a fashion or designer go independent? Is that them protecting their IP?
Yeah.
And what is the equity of that IP?
You know, I think a designer's IP is really their minds, right? The creative mind that they have. I think that's the way they should look at it. Like Kanye was never really threatened by people coming in and copying it because he knew he'd create more amazing inventions, ideas, designs, and that's for anybody, right? So like, why would an artist give their mixtape to the public for free? Because they want the people to have it. It's like art, right? Like give it away. And the money will come, right? Because if you know that in your heart that you're talented and that you can do this day in and day out, it's what you were born for, then you're not threatened by somebody copying it because you will go back to the lab and come up with something, the next thing, right? So I think, you know, the Chances of the world, the Kanyes that don't put their labels on things that just say like, you'll know a Yeezy piece when you see it, like, you know, they're really taking a risk because they're comfortable within themselves. Like they're comfortable with their own creativity and they know that the next thing they'll do will be even bigger. So when Chance dropped 2 mixtapes, no label, and then Apple came to him and said, you know, we want you to do coloring book, you know, and I keep talking about Chance because it's like the perfect model for a designer. It's like, yo, like put your stuff out there and get known and then make H&M come to you, make Uniqlo come to you, make, you know, Tommy Hilfiger come to you and become the creative director and put your mark on that. And don't worry about the end of that because you're going to go on and do the next thing and the next thing.
So Kenneth, are you seeing that happening for designers specifically off of Instagram?
Yeah, I mean, Instagram for sure. Like I follow some really popping pages that are like, these are young designers that are making some things that like, frankly, I as a 43-year-old might not wear, but I see that they're like on the edge. And these kids are wearing the hottest stuff. That's streetwear in its finest, right? It's not like, we never tried to appeal to the masses. Like we tried to build something that like spoke to us and our culture, which was subculture almost. It was like, we're not even trying to do what you're doing. So like when one designer goes this way, we go that way, right?
When they go low, we go high.
Yeah, right. Or like, you know, if skinny jeans are popping, we're gonna go back to the baggiest fit. Like whatever it is, it's like that's what streetwear is about. That's what the subculture is about. So as long as these young kids have their finger on that pulse, they shouldn't be threatened. Like they should know that like they're the next. The problem is that they need money, they need validation, they need that because they want to know that the art that they're creating is right. That's the hardest part for an artist, is to go back to your studio and create and be like, man, nobody's seen this yet. I know how dope this is, but nobody's seen it. Like, so Instagram is giving designers that opportunity. It's like, I just made something and I'll put it out, and then like somebody can walk down the street during Fashion Week and you're like, damn, what is that?
Yeah.
You know? And there are some kids out there, photographers that are they're capturing this, like they know. And then you're like, man, what is that? And the next year, they're on the runway. It's that fast, like, you know, and we see it happen with Virgil, you know, like from Pyrex to Off-White to Louis Vuitton to IKEA to Avion, like whatever. He's putting his stamp on everything.
Yeah.
You know, so like this is the time, and the creative people, they have that power, but they have to believe in themselves, right? And they have to get other people to believe in themselves, which is hard.
So with that, right, I look at Allbirds. It may not be a streetwear, but it's a sneaker wear or a sneaker company that goes direct to consumer.
Yeah.
And similar to Yeezy, these guys have jumped 0 to $1 billion within 3 to 5 years. So you said something for these Instagram designers as far as they need money, they need infrastructure. Is it the VC the firms that are going to establish that trajectory for a jump, or what is it that allows these companies that are starting direct to consumer, starting off of a website, to be able to scale?
Yeah, so I mean, I think it's tough. You know, I think we're seeing a shift. Like, you know, the Carlyle Group just invested in Supreme. You know, Farfetch is buying up NGG Group and Stadium Goods, and So there are companies out there that know like what will continue to keep them relevant. And so I think if you're a designer and you're scaling your brand and somebody catches an eye, there's more of a possibility today that that these VC brands and these private equity firms, they may invest in you. I think it's certainly a better chance today than before. It's just still hard to convince the suits that you got your finger on it, because they don't know they don't know. They have to be told that.
Yeah.
That's why we have brand agencies. They're like, they'll connect, I don't know, Coca-Cola with the hottest designer to do a new can, or to like do a brand activation or a party, or they'll connect some DJ with like McDonald's. Like they need that. They need to stay relevant while still preserving their core values, right? So there'll always be that need, right? There'll always be that need, and that's why the designers have to know that they have the power. They don't control the marketplace, but they have the power, and so they have to figure out how to stay relevant and stay true to themselves while growing and getting those investments to bring in money to do what they want.